That bug distracted me. All right, we are here. It's August and it's hot. Today we've been hanging some Spartan cameras, doing a little bit of scouting. That's why I got my binoculars on, and I've got my Lone Wolf custom gear with my pack, and I've got all my cameras in there. We're gonna go over how we set up our cameras in the tree to film a hunt. And then we got some exciting news for y'all. So let's go find a tree and hang in real quick. We're just gonna go up just a little bit and just give y'all some information. So let's go.
These videos wouldn't take anywhere near as long if Nathan could remember everything that we need. So there's that. Look at old big boy walk through the woods.
Way too hot to be forgetting things in the truck. So if y'all follow me on any social media platform, I announced that we've got some exciting news coming up, and here it comes. Welcome, Trail Hunter. That's right, we are not rebranding, but taking a different avenue in the outdoor industry to provide you with more content. And so with that, Connect Outdoors is still available, and we will still be working with Bravado Wireless, but we wanted to provide a little bit more in-depth stuff with our lives and with how we hunt, and more content. Welcome, Trail Hunter. We're excited to get started with that, and tell your friends, like and subscribe to this video. Just share it and get the word out, because we just want to provide you with more content. So a question that I've been asked, why Trail Hunter? So why the name Trail Hunter? And in life, we're always really searching for the right trail to go down, whether it be your job, starting a family, moving to a different state or school, whatever the case may be. There's always a trail you need to go on, and we're always hunting that trail. In the hunting world, we're always hunting the deer trail, bear trail, elk trail, fish trail. The beginning of the trail starts with you taking the first steps, and I like to say this a lot. There's always success at the end of a blood trail. We're happy to start it, and we hope you enjoy it and are coming along with us on this journey and on this trail. So enough with that. We're gonna actually get to work now, and we're gonna show you how Trail Hunter runs their camera system in the tree stand. It's gonna be fun, so pay attention. Let's get started. Hopefully there's no poison ivy on this tree, so I don't have to go get a shot in my butt. So this looks like a pretty good spot, sitting about 20 foot up in the air. So I would not recommend you getting up in a tree stand without a safety harness, but since I am literally just this far off the ground, I think I'll be good. This is my tree stand bag. So it's got tons of like ratchet straps and tree hooks. I mean, everything that I use to put in a tree stand, but like doubled or tripled per each stand. I've got everything in here. You don't need everything in here. I usually have a Sitka bag, and I should have brought that with me. So 4th Arrow camera arms. This is the 4th Arrow camera arm tree base, and we're not just 100% redneck. We film and we do a lot of multimedia stuff for a living. That's what we do for a living. We really trust 4th Arrow camera arms, and so we even use 4th Arrow camera arms outside of hunting just for the ease and maneuverability of them. They're pretty cool. When you set up your tree stand, determine where the deer are coming from. So let's say this scenario right here. I am sitting here, there's a trail off to the right of me, okay? So if there's a trail off to the right of me and I know deer are gonna be at, so I'm gonna put the camera, if I'm sitting like this in the tree stand, I'm gonna put the camera arm on the right, just because I'll have enough range of motion with that arm. So let's put the camera arm on there. It's just a ratchet strap. Put it on. I know it's somewhat inconvenient when you're setting it up, but always put that ratchet strap on the back side of the tree or on the other side of this mount, because if you don't, it's going to be sticking in your back right here. So always put it on the other side, and you could reach around just like this. And then what I like to do is make sure that the tree bracket, the knots to this strap is all the way down on this bottom of the base, not the top, because your camera's going to set right in here. Don't really have to worry about getting it too level. So we got the tree base, and I mean it's rock solid. It ain't moving. So next we've got the swivel mount, and this is kind of the old school version, but it's got this machined aluminum block, and there's these two spaces right here, and what it does is it literally just slides down in there just like that. You unscrew this bottom piece, and then it flips around and locks it in, and then you just tighten it up. Get it pretty tight as you can get it. Once you get it tightened, you've got this kind of swivel arm here. That's why they call it a swivel mount. And it's got a level on the top of it. And I'll show you here in a little bit, but you can get that bubble level, and then see, you'll slide your tree arm, the camera arm. I'll be back. Stop forgetting stuff in the truck.
So here we are again.
I'm sweating.
I'll go to the truck next time.
Well, there ain't nothing in the truck anymore. Okay, this is the leveling tool. On the new version, it actually is like a little twist dial, kind of screw in, screw out, that helps you level it. So what I'm going to do is get this bubble level.
Excuse you.
Try to put some like WD-40 on it or something, because you don't want to be out in the woods and be hunting a monster buck and all of a sudden you're sitting here trying to level something here. So there's the install of the fourth arrow camera arm. They sell some fluid heads. This is just one I have, and it's just a Manfrotto fluid head. And so say if the deer are coming here, I usually put my bow on this side, and then the deer come by, and I usually, I got the camera on here, and then I could just film that deer coming by. And there was one instance in Arkansas when I shot this doe, she was actually on the opposite side of the camera. And so what I had to do was I had to lean back against the tree and push this out as far as it can go and use the camera like this. And she came in from this side. And so what I did is I put the camera on her and then pulled back and was able to get the shot off. And I still can see over here as well. So the camera arm is very versatile to have in the tree when you're filming. So check out fourth arrow camera arms. All right, so next on the list is all action cams.
Action cams.
One of our most favorite action cams is the DJI Osmo Action. I am not sponsored by DJI Osmo Action. This video is not sponsored by either DJI or GoPro. I use both, but my preferred camera of choice would be DJI Osmo Action, just because it shoots really good footage. The coloring is really good, and it has a little viewfinder right here. This is a viewfinder, and it can be swapped back and forth. So what I like to do when I'm hunting is I've got my main camera here, and then either on a limb like this, a little broke off piece of limb, or I usually have my Ozonics hanging right above me. And I know this is kind of ironic, but this is a GoPro clamp mount. All this gear that I have today, it will be linked in the description and below, so you can pick it up. Got the DJI Osmo Action on this clamp mount, and what I'll do is I'll clamp it right there, and I'll either pull it up and turn it around. You kind of want to get this kind of set when you do your tree stand, so that way that creaking noise doesn't happen in the woods. But these action cams are wide angle, and so I usually like to keep this one behind me, and then I've got another one. Whoops, dropped some tape. I've got another one that I hook on my stabilizer on my bow, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn these on when I see that animal coming, you know, through the woods or through the field or whatever. This one will be hooked on like my stabilizer, my stabilizing, either forward or backwards. It just depends on what time I want to, you know, what I'm feeling that day. And then I've got one above me that gets going to full draw, and then I've got this main camera that gets either my slow-mo shots and just the really good footage. So one thing I've struggled in when hunting with camera gear, you always want to keep everything as minimum as possible, because you don't want to pack so much stuff in that you're just getting weighed down and you're sweating when you come into the stand and stuff like that. So I have what is called a mirrorless camera, and that's what we film with all of Trail Hunter's footage. And so those take lenses, and you can have interchangeable lenses. And so with hunting, when I first started and I had that camera on here, I would have a big zoom lens, and then I have a really shallow, like a kind of wide angle lens. So I'd have two lenses in my pack, and I did not like that, because one lens would get in your, if you're like me, your hunting pack gets pretty dirty inside. And so what I have come to find out is I leave this big zoom lens. I've got a 70-300, and I leave that on the camera. And then I have discovered, which again, I'm not biased between one particular brand, but I have the GoPro Hero 8 black, and what I have done is I wrap this around this camera arm like this, just like this, and I have it facing towards me. I get it level and everything like that, and I have it facing towards me like this. So the point of this camera right here, number one, it's a whole lot lighter than a full lens. Number two, it's easier to use, and number three, it gets that shot of me whenever I'm talking and doing interviews before and after the hunt. So that way I'm not having to turn the camera around and look at myself. It's a wide angle lens already. It's got a wide angle and it's got a good focal length, and it's a really good camera, and you can have an audio attachment into it, so that way you can have external audio that's a lot better than the GoPro audio, because the GoPro audio is horrible. To wrap everything up, I've got this camera with a 70-300 lens. It's got a 300mm zoom on it, so it can see and zoom in quite a ways away to the animal that's out there in the field or whatever. Then I've got my designated interview camera that is right here, and I could always go to it and sit down and talk about like what the weather's like, what the date is, you know, kind of give the interview that you see on all hunting shows. This is my wide angle shot. I usually like to have a little higher up, that way it gets kind of a from above down below shot. And then I've got my camera on my bow. So that is my full setup for the camera. So Austin and he's my cameraman right now.
Hi, Mom.
He and I have a media company, own a media company together, and we're kind of nerds when it comes to cameras and stuff like this. So if you're really getting started into filming your hunts, I'd recommend getting just a like a DJI Osmo Action with a clamp and one of these old bendy sticks. But I like to have these 4 camera angles, just for the simple fact that I'm not working as hard with one camera. I've got all these camera angles. It's easier to edit, and it's really fun to watch all that's happening. You have my facial reaction, you have me pulling back on the bow, and then you have either, if this camera is lucky enough where I've had the deer and me pulling back to full draw in the same frame, and then you have the bow, it's the iconic bow camera. But that's our setup. It's kind of out there, but it's simple as well. That's pretty much it. This is how we hunt, and this is how we run our cameras for trail hunter. So that pretty much is it. We know that the media realm of people and the outdoor realm of people, they really don't mix. Not because they hate each other, it's just that they just never have really coincided a whole lot. I know that there's people out there, because there's people like me in Austin that love gearing out on and nerding out on all these cameras and all this audio and video equipment, and that's what we do for a living. But we love the outdoors, and we love to you know, marry the two together and actually come out here and get some good footage. If you're that person, we'd actually like to get connected with you. It'd be cool to see how many people's out there. So comment below, and comment below if you need any help or some information on all this stuff, and we'd love to help you out if you're just getting started and you want to get into all this but you're not sure where to start. Comment below and we will help you. We'll get connected with you. So if there's any videos y'all like us to do and make, just comment below and we'll try to get that done, because we want to inform people. We just really love the outdoors and we love geeking out on gear, and that's who we are. So stay tuned for more episodes of Trail Hunter. Remember to like, subscribe, share this video, and that's about it. I feel a lot better, actually. I about fell out the tree. It's hot! This is the old bendy stick. So